Ladies, are you tired of being everyone's doormat? Fed up with putting everyone else's needs above your own, only to be left feeling depleted and unfulfilled? It's time to face the harsh truth. Being nice isn't all it's cracked up to be. In fact, it's a one-way ticket to misery and self-sabotage. In this guide, we're going to strip away the facade of niceness and get real about the damage it can do to your life. No more sugarcoating, no more pretending everything is fine. It's time to roll up our sleeves, dig deep, and uncover the hard truths about why being nice is actually ruining your life. Get ready to break free from the shackles of people-pleasing and reclaim your power. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but trust me, the freedom that awaits on the other side is worth every uncomfortable moment. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey to becoming the badass you were always meant to be. Number 1 on our list. Stop being a people-pleaser. It's ruining your life. Trying to make everyone happy is like trying to herd cats, exhausting and ultimately pointless. It's a guaranteed way to make yourself miserable. When you prioritize everyone else's needs over your own, you might as well tattoo doormat on your forehead. It's an open invitation for users and manipulators to wipe their muddy boots on you. People-pleasing destroys your self-esteem faster than a toddler with a Sharpie on your white couch. You become a puppet, dancing to everyone else's tune, and lose your sense of self. Your true desires get buried under the weight of others' expectations, like trying to find your keys in a hoarder's house. Instead of living authentically, you become a chameleon, constantly changing colors to fit what others want. This isn't noble, it's downright pathetic. Wake up. People will take and take until there's nothing left of you. Think of yourself as a human piñata, and they're all lining up with bats. You can't pour from an empty cup, and you can't pour from a cup that's been stolen by freeloaders either. Start saying no. It will shock people at first, like finding out your quiet neighbor leads a secret double life, but that's their problem, not yours. You deserve to put yourself first. Stop betraying yourself for the sake of approval. The world will not end if you disappoint someone, but your world might if you keep living this way. Being a people-pleaser is a fast track to a life of regret. Decide now to break free. Assert your needs, desires, and boundaries unapologetically. Respect yourself enough to demand respect from others. This isn't just a suggestion. It's a necessity for your survival and happiness. And remember, you're not a piñata. Quit letting people whack you around for their own amusement. Number 2, stop seeking approval from others. Stop seeking approval from others. It's a dead-end road to misery. Your worth isn't determined by what others think of you. When you constantly look for validation from outside, you hand over the keys to your happiness to everyone else. It's like begging for scraps when you deserve a feast. Relying on others' approval is like being a contestant on a never-ending reality show where the judges are clueless. It makes you vulnerable to manipulation and keeps you trapped in a cycle of insecurity. You bend over backwards to get a pat on the back or a thumbs up, forgetting that the only validation you need should come from within. It's exhausting and degrading. Seeking approval turns you into a chameleon, changing colors to please whoever's in front of you. You lose your identity, becoming a hollow shell of yourself driven by fear of rejection. The sad truth is, no matter how much you try, you can't make everyone happy. There will always be someone who disapproves or criticizes. Chasing their approval is a fool's errand, like trying to teach a cat to fetch. Wake up and realize your self-worth doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion. Stop living your life by committee. Trust yourself, your instincts, and your values. Stand firm in who you are, even if it means facing disapproval. Seeking approval is a waste of time and energy. It's like running on a hamster wheel, going nowhere. Break free from the need for external validation. Own your choices, flaws, and strengths without needing someone else to tell you you're enough. You are enough, just as you are. Seek approval from yourself first and foremost, because if you don't respect yourself, why should anyone else? Be bold. Be unapologetically you. The right people will respect you for it, and the wrong ones don't matter. Stop living for others' approval. It's a cage you've built yourself. It's time to break out and live freely, authentically, and powerfully. And remember, Life's too short to be a contestant on the Please Like Me show. It's time to cancel that series and start your own. Unstoppable. If you find this video so far educational and insightful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more empowering content like this. Your support helps us continue spreading valuable insights and knowledge. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Number 3, know your worth. M'ladies, stop settling for crumbs when you deserve the whole damn cake. Recognize your value and refuse to accept less than what you deserve in any aspect of your life. Relationships, work, friendships, everything. Too many people go through life accepting whatever scraps are thrown their way because they don't believe they're worthy of more. It's pathetic. You have to understand your value and demand to be treated accordingly. This isn't about arrogance, it's about self-respect. In relationships, stop tolerating partners who don't appreciate you or treat you like an option. You're not a backup plan. If someone can't see your worth, kick them to the curb. Life is too short to waste on people who don't see your value. In your career, stop accepting low pay and crappy conditions. Know your skills and what you bring to the table. If your employer doesn't recognize that, either demand they do or find someone who will. Don't stay in a job that undervalues you because you're scared of change. You're better than that. Friendships, too. Stop being friends with people who only call when they need something or who make you feel like you're not good enough. You deserve friends who lift you up, not ones who drag you down. Knowing your worth means setting high standards and not lowering them for anyone. It means not apologizing for having expectations. It means recognizing that you are valuable and deserving of respect, love, and success. Stop selling yourself short. You have one life. Don't waste it settling for mediocrity because you're too afraid to ask for more. Own your worth, demand respect, and never compromise your standards for anyone. If you don't see your value, no one else will. Number 4, embrace conflict. Trailblazers, stop avoiding it like it's the plague. Avoiding conflict is a surefire way to live a life full of unresolved issues and pent-up resentment. When you dodge confrontation to keep the peace, you're not being noble or kind, you're being a coward. You're letting fear dictate your actions and it's ruining your life. Conflict is inevitable. Trying to avoid it is like trying to avoid breathing. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. By avoiding conflict, you let problems fester and grow until they explode in your face. What could have been a simple conversation turns into a massive, relationship-damaging issue. Avoiding conflict makes you a doormat. People learn that they can walk all over you because you won't push back. You end up compromising your values, needs, and happiness just to keep others happy. That's not peacekeeping, that's self-sabotage. Face it, dealing with conflict is part of being an adult. You need to grow a backbone and confront issues head-on. Speak up when something bothers you, set boundaries and enforce them. If someone crosses a line, call them out on it. It's not about being aggressive or starting fights. It's about standing up for yourself and not letting people treat you like a pushover. When you embrace conflict, you gain respect. People know where you stand and they learn to respect your boundaries. It also leads to healthier relationships because you address issues before they become unmanageable. Honest communication, even when it's uncomfortable, is the foundation of strong relationships. Stop hiding from conflict. It's not going anywhere. Face it, deal with it, and move on. You'll find that life is a lot easier when you stop running from every little disagreement. Be brave, be direct, and stop letting fear of conflict control your life. Number 5, prioritize yourself. Queens, stop putting everyone else's needs above your own like some kind of self-sacrificing martyr. This isn't a Hallmark movie, and nobody's giving out awards for burning yourself out to keep others comfortable. When you always put others first, you're telling yourself that you don't matter, and that's a lie you need to stop believing. Putting yourself last is a recipe for resentment and exhaustion. You end up feeling used, unappreciated, and downright miserable. Why? Because you're treating yourself like an afterthought, and then you're surprised when everyone else does too. Newsflash. People will take as much as you're willing to give, and if you're constantly giving, they'll gladly keep taking until there's nothing left of you. Start putting your needs first. This isn't selfish, it's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you're constantly running on fumes, you're no good to anyone, least of all yourself. Take time for self-care, pursue your passions, and protect your energy like it's the most precious resource you have, because it is. Stop being the go-to person for everyone's problems. You're not a dumping ground for other people's issues. Learn to say no and mean it. You don't owe anyone your time or energy, especially if it's at the expense of your own well-being. Set boundaries and stick to them, no matter how much pushback you get. Remember, your life is yours to live. You're not a supporting character in everyone else's story. You're the main character in your own, so act like it. Make decisions based on what's best for you, not on what will keep others happy. Prioritize your health, happiness, and goals above everything else. If you don't put yourself first, who will? Stop waiting for someone to give you permission to prioritize your own life. Take control now. Be ruthless about it. Your time and energy are valuable. Start treating them that way. Number 6, ditch toxic relationship. Seriously, it's time to clean out your social closet like you're a reality TV star with a new wardrobe budget. Marie Kondo, those emotional leeches who suck the life out of you faster than a kid with a juice box. We all have those friends who make us feel like we've been hit by a truck every time we hang out with them. They're like human rain clouds, raining on your parade even when the sun is shining. Well, it's time to break out the umbrella and dodge that negativity like it's a bad haircut. And let's not forget about romantic partners. If your significant other makes you feel like you're auditioning for the role of doormat in their life story, it's time to kick them to the curb faster than a bad habit. You deserve someone who treats you like royalty, not like the royal pain in the butt they think you are. Ditching toxic relationships isn't just about cutting people out of your life. It's about reclaiming your sanity and rediscovering your smile. So grab your emotional scissors and start snipping away at those dead branches. Your mental health will thank you, and so will anyone who actually enjoys spending time with you without needing a therapy session afterward. Number 7, stop over-explaining. Seriously, no one cares. It's like trying to explain why you're late to a meeting by recounting your entire morning routine, including the existential crisis you had over which socks to wear. Nobody needs the director's cut of your life story every time you make a decision or say no. Think about it. When was the last time you listened to someone's long-winded explanation and thought, wow, I'm so glad they shared every mundane detail? Probably never. Because let's face it, we've all got better things to do, like watch paint dry or count the number of ceiling tiles. Over-explaining also makes you look about as confident as a cat wearing a sweater. It's like saying, I don't trust my own judgment, so please validate me by nodding along to my unnecessarily elaborate reasoning. Spoiler alert, ain't nobody got time for that. So cut the verbal diarrhea and learn to say no with the confidence of someone who knows they're worth more than a filibuster at a congressional hearing. Trust me, people will respect you more for it, and you'll have more time to ponder life's real mysteries, like why socks always disappear in the laundry. Number 8. Embrace imperfection. Trailblazers, seriously, stop striving for some unattainable ideal of perfection like you're auditioning for a role in a cheesy rom-com. Newsflash, life isn't a movie and you're not the flawless protagonist. You're human, which means you're flawed, messy, and occasionally screw things up. And you know what? That's perfectly okay. Chasing perfection is like chasing a rainbow. You'll never catch it and you'll just end up exhausted and disappointed. So why bother? Embrace your imperfections like they're the quirky sidekick in your own personal sitcom. They make you unique, relatable, and, dare I say, interesting. Stop comparing yourself to airbrushed Instagram models and Pinterest perfect influences. They're about as real as a unicorn riding a rainbow, might I add. They're about as real as a spray tan in a snowstorm. Nobody's life is as perfect as it looks on social media, and trying to live up to that standard is like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It's never going to happen. Embracing imperfection doesn't mean giving up on self-improvement. It means accepting yourself as you are while striving to be the best version of yourself. It means letting go of unrealistic expectations and being kinder to yourself when you inevitably fall short. Because let's face it, you're going to screw up. It's part of being human. But that doesn't make you any less valuable or worthy of love and respect. So stop chasing perfection like it's the Holy Grail and start embracing your beautifully imperfect self. Trust me, life's a lot more fun when you stop trying to be someone you're not and start being authentically, unapologetically you. Number 9, set boundaries. Seriously, stop being a doormat and letting people walk all over you like you're the last slice of pizza at a party. You're not a welcome mat. You're a human being with needs, wants, and limits. It's time to draw a line in the sand and stop letting people trample all over your life like they're auditioning for a Godzilla remake. Saying yes to everything and everyone is a fast track to burnout and resentment. You can't be everyone's personal assistant, therapist, and punching bag rolled into one. It's like trying to juggle flaming chainsaws while riding a unicycle. It's only a matter of time before something goes horribly wrong, and trust me, you don't want to be around for that. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're essential for your sanity and well-being. They're like a force field that keeps the toxic energy vampires at bay. Without them, you're vulnerable to manipulation, exploitation, and emotional drain. And let's face it, you don't need any more draining things in your life. Netflix already exists. Stop being afraid to speak up for yourself. Your needs matter, and it's okay to prioritize them. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person, it makes you a person who knows their worth. So stop being a pushover and start standing up for yourself like you're auditioning for the lead role in Badass the movie. And guess what? Setting boundaries isn't just about saying no, it's also about saying yes to yourself. Yes to taking time for self-care, yes to pursuing your passions, yes to doing whatever the hell makes you happy, even if it means saying no to Aunt Mildred's meatloaf surprise. So put on your big girl pants, draw a line in the sand, and start taking back control of your life. Your sanity will thank you, and so will everyone else once they realize you're not messing around anymore. Number 10. Seek professional help if needed. Seriously, queens, stop trying to DIY your mental health like it's a Pinterest project gone wrong. There's no shame in admitting you're in over your head and need some expert assistance. Therapy isn't just for celebrities and sitcom characters with wacky quirks. It's for regular folks like you and me who occasionally feel like our brains are conspiring against us. Thinking you can handle everything solo is like trying to assemble IKEA furniture without the instructions. Sure, you might eventually figure it out, but it's going to be a lot messier and take way longer than if you just called in a pro. And let's face it, your mental health is a lot more important than a wonky bookshelf. Ignoring your mental health is like ignoring that weird noise your car makes. Sure, you can crank up the radio and pretend it's not there, but eventually, you're going to break down on the side of the road, wondering where it all went wrong. Don't wait until you're in crisis mode to seek help. Therapy isn't just for crazy people. It's for anyone who wants to live their best life. And let's be real, we could all use a little tune-up now and then. A therapist is like a personal trainer for your brain, except instead of doing squats, you're working on your emotional core. And hey, you don't have to suffer alone. There are millions of people out there struggling with the same issues as you. So why not join the club? Swallow your pride, pick up the phone, and make that appointment. Your mental health will thank you, and who knows, you might even get some good material for your next stand-up routine. Congratulations, you've taken the first step towards reclaiming your life from the suffocating grip of niceness. By acknowledging the truth about the detrimental effects of people-pleasing and self-sacrifice, you've paved the way for a brighter, more authentic future. As we wrap up this journey, remember that breaking free from the nice trap isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong commitment to honoring yourself and your needs. It won't be easy, but nothing worth having ever is. So go forth, dear trailblazers, with confidence and courage. Trust in your worthiness and refuse to settle for anything less than the respect and fulfillment you deserve. The path ahead may be challenging, but it's also filled with endless possibilities for growth, joy, and self-discovery. Here's to bidding farewell to the nice lady you once were and welcoming the fierce, authentic woman you're destined to become. Your life is yours to live, so go out there and make it extraordinary. Stay safe, queens. See you in our next one.